Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Dan. So, alright, I thought I'd just review on the old movie, which, of course, obviously I would do that. It's something I've done before and whatnot, so no real surprises there. Anyway, this old movie is a bit more popular than compared to some of the other old movies I've talked about before. And this one's titled Pippi on the Run, which is the fourth installment of a live action continuity that was made, of course. And yeah, I did want to show some footage from the movie online, but all it got was a bunch of scenes that looked like it was recorded from a potato. So it looks like ass if you ask me, but whatever. And this will have some relevancy to what I'm talking about in a moment, folks, of course, and whatnot. So here we go, obviously. So anyway, again, this is the fourth installment of a series, at least for this continuity. And yes, it's based on the one TV show that came out, and yes, it's supposed to take place in the same universe as that one anyway. Anywho, I'm going to be reviewing the four movie set Blu-ray set, which was released in 2015. This is a sequel to the other movies, of course, and it is the last entry in the original TV and movie series, and the only one in the movie series to not be based on any of the previous books written by the one author, whom would eventually write a book adaptation of the movie afterwards. So there you go, of course. More on this set later, I suppose. But anyway, like always, let's talk about the plot, shall we? So, as the title would suggest, she's on the run. She'll have this, of course, on an adventure, obviously out in the wilderness, and I mean, for Pippi, it's pretty easy. So this is like nothing to her, I guess, because she's it pretty much common ground. She would do this, going out and about. So because what basically what's happening here is, I mean, okay, doesn't this mean that Pippi Longstocking is a homeless child? I guess that's the vibe I'm getting anyway. Anywho, besides that, it's pretty much fed up with the strict parents, of course. Maybe not hers particularly, but the other two kids that tag along, of course, after receiving severe punishment. The two other kids ran away from home, and of course, their friend Pippi Longstocking pretty much felt like she has to look after them in this long adventure of theirs. And of course, they would do various things and whatnot. They even had to stay in hay at one point and sleep on there, I guess. But of course, it's up to her usual antics, so to speak, of trying to have fun and make the most of it. Which, of course, may seem kind of weird because if some child is be doing this, you think the child would be stressing out. You think the child would be more worried about getting food and whatnot. But for or even clothing, at least decent amount of clothing anyway, because your clothing will eventually get dirty, of course, or even worn out. But for Pippi Longstocking, she just treats it like whatever. But I guess it's something that she's accustomed to, and because, like I said, she's done this kind of thing before. She's want to just go out and about without any parental guidance at all whatsoever. So okay, so I guess she's one of those people that dares to dream. I guess, sure. So yeah, it's kind of weird. Is what's her father? I'm not bringing her mother up because her mother died when she was even younger. But anyway, so like, what's her father? What's her father doing in all this? I mean, I know. Before anyone says anything, I know that's kind of besides the point. I guess that's besides the. It's just a bit of an issue with continuity wise. With the narrative. I know that's besides the point. I know. I'm just saying. So anyway, it's a very adventurous little movie, of course. I mean, is it cheap? Yes, it's cheap. A lot of the effects, and I mean a lot of the special effects, are really outdated. And seeing this in a Blu-ray format, yeah, and you can so tell. So so I mean the picture quality has been cleaned up. It has been cleaned up a lot. I'll give it that. It's been cleaned up a lot. So some of it was actually fixed when it comes to the quality of the picture. So that's definitely a good thing there, of course. And but it doesn't fix everything, I guess. So I don't know why they couldn't enhance the effects here. But anyway, this is a fourth movie desk, and this is the fourth not episode but movie. I guess I'm talking about. it's dubbed in English, or you're gonna switch the audio to Spanish. But the weird thing is that you can't watch this in its original audio, which is Sweden, by the way. Uh, so I'm confused as to why you can't. This is Regine A, by the way, in case anyone's wondering. But so I just that kind of weird. You don't have the option to just watch this in the original audio. That's odd. Which is stupid. Really stupid if you ask me. But anyway, still was that I reckon. So anyway, that's basically how what this is, of course. And it was released in the United States. The original when initially it was originally released in 1977. And like I said before, this Blu-ray set was released in 2015, so a little while ago. So again, just a quick little minor there. So yeah, it's pretty much remastered, of course. The entire thing's been remastered except for the original audio, of course, which I don't understand why. I wasn't, but there you go, I reckon. Anyway, it's still kind of pissed off because if you go to Amazon, it's going to probably cost you somewhere around $45.99 plus tax and shipping. So you're gonna maybe close to $60. So that just makes it more real. There's also a photo gallery too, folks. For each individual movie, there's a photo gallery. So I mean, that's something, I guess. So that yeah, the special features do seem fairly bone dry, if you ask me. And in case anyone is wondering, this set was released by Hens Tooth Video online catalog. I guess you could do some shopping here. They have a variety of different stuff: horror, comedy, cult classics, so on and so forth. All these multi-pack sets, if you want to get this. And this is the first time I'm bringing this site up. I haven't talked about anything like this before. I'm okay, similar stuff like this before. I've talked about websites before that does this kind of a thing. So this is just one of many websites I've spoken about before. So there's even a DVD version of this movie if you can get that for like a tad cheaper. I don't know. But anyway, this does have four movies. Of course, all four movies within this continuity. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. And yes, it's part of the one TV. Of course, it's part of the one TV show, of course, and whatnot. And yeah, I just thought I'd just bring this up because as it was remastered from the brand new prints, and there's a new English dubbing. So I mean, it was already these movies were already dubbed anyway, so redubbing, I guess. I did review the previous two. I mean, the previous three movies, I should say. I did already review the previous three movies already, but not. It was not from this collection, folks. I don't know. Maybe one of these days I might go back and review the other versions, of course, from this set. I might do like a review, of course, to review the Blu-ray versions. If I feel like it, I might do that, of course. I've been meaning to review the fourth installment for quite some time because I've already reviewed, as mentioned a moment ago, the previous three installments already quite a while ago. I mean, I do mean a long time ago. So I wasn't even sure I was ever going to find this movie because I was having a hard time finding this just any copies of this movie. I was having a difficult time doing so. So I was finally able to find this movie on Blu-ray. So typically, what I would do if I was going to review like a special edition of any movie, typically there would be movies I've already reviewed. So there are a few exceptions where I would just go talk about the special edition right away. I've never reviewed any other version of the fourth movie at all. Even though typically I would wait, of course. Anyway, and I just thought I'd just talk about this because I just kind of just get it out the way, I guess, or whatnot. And it does give me an excuse to talk about something Pippi Longstocking related, as I've talked about this character before, of course, and whatnot, obviously. Anyway, so, and yeah, it's just, I guess, it's entertaining in its own little way, of course, and whatnot. And, I mean, I get that this movie was not intended to be anything Oscar worthy. It was never the intent to be that. So don't be thinking this is gonna be some big drama type of movie, some kind of archie warts see kind of a thing. This is far from it because that was never the intent anyway at all. It was not supposed to be that. It was not supposed to be this Oscar awarding kind of movie at all. So it was not supposed to be that. Just keep that in mind. It's just meant to be entertaining, and that's it. In a lot of ways, it works. I guess the main source of conflict comes from the fact that the parents or the adults themselves just don't understand how kids will be, and hence the rebellious of the kids. I guess in a lot of ways, this is the perspective of the author. The author seems to have a disdain towards adults, despite being an adult herself. I guess seems kind of bitter, if you ask me, but whatever. Like having the idea that adults are just these bitter old hags, I guess you can say. Which in itself can be described as a logical fallacy, but I don't really want to go there. This is not a video about that. Anyway, in the grand scheme of things, I'll give this film an overall rating of a 7.0 10. It's a 7.0 10 for me. So as always, for watching, see ya. Oh yeah, later. Oh definitely.